You're 8 years old, scrubbing fish gut behind your father's food store in Edo, 1702. Your hands sting from the cold water. Your kimono reeks of mackerel and grease, and your father has just scolded you for spilling vinegar on a customer. Again. The alley hums with flies and stale smoke. You smell like the midday catch, not a person. But nobody's paid you enough attention to care, until today. 2 women appear, and they do not belong here. Their robes shimmer like koi scales. Their hair is sculpted into glossy shapes that could double as armor, and their faces are painted pale as porcelain dolls. One kneels in front of you, tilts your chin up, and examines your teeth as though you're fruit at the market. She turns your hands over, checks your nails, your wrists, your ears. You try to stay still. You flinch anyway, and she smiles. The second woman hands your father a pouch so heavy it makes a thud when it lands in his palm. You don't understand until he avoids your eyes. He doesn't even speak, not even when you say his name. By sundown, you're behind the red gates of Yoshiwara, the sealed pleasure district of Edo. You walk through streets glowing with lantern light and crowded with silk, laughter, and perfume. Yoshiwara doesn't allow the outside world in after dark, and it doesn't let anyone out. It has its own rules, its own rhythm, its own air. You've never seen so many people pretending to be happy all at once. You're told your name is no longer yours. From now on, you're Kamuro, a child attendant in a high-ranking house. You're not there to be raised. You're there to be polished. You serve tea, carry trays, fold towels, and sleep curl at the foot of your senior's futon like a house cat she never asked for. You learn to wake when she wakes, dress when she dresses, and anticipate what she wants before she says it. You're invisible until you make a mistake. Then you're a nuisance. Your senior is a Tayu, one of the highest-ranking Oiran in Yoshiwara. Tayu are not simply courtesans. They are cultural symbols. They speak in elegant verse, play multiple instruments, and wear outfits so elaborate they need assistance walking through doorways. When your Tayu enters a room, men bow. Women stare as she glides past. She terrifies you. You watch everything she does. How she lowers her eyes. How she picks up her fan. How she smiles without giving anything away. You memorize her habits. You dream of becoming her, and fear it in equal measure. By 13, you've been promoted to Shinzō, an apprentice Oiran. Your training begins in earnest. You study the tea ceremony, ink painting, etiquette, dance, and music. You learn to play the shamisen until your fingers blister and bleed. You memorize classical Chinese literature and the tale of Genji. You learn to walk so softly the floorboards don't creak. To kneel for hours without shifting. To pour sake with such grace it looks like when passing over water. You're not permitted to laugh openly. You must smile without showing your teeth. You must always speak in the soft, elevated register expected of women in Yoshiwara. Refined, delicate, rehearsed. When you're 16, the house matron wakes you before dawn. It's time, your debut procession. The Oiran-dōchū has been arranged. 2 assistants help you into a furiso kimono so heavy it might crush your spine. Its sleeves trail behind you like waterfalls. Your obi is tied at the front, a visible mark that you are available. Your hair is styled into a towering lacquer construction decorated with dozens of gold kanzashi pins and tortoiseshell combs. The weight alone gives you a headache that nobody cares about. Your feet are strapped into komajita wooden sandals nearly 6 inches high. You've trained for this walk, but every step still feels like punishment. You move slowly, deliberately, as though time itself has slowed. Crowds gather along the street and cannot take their eyes off you. Women want to be you. Men want to possess you. You can't feel anything beyond the weight of the kimono dragging you down. And then it strikes you. You're no longer a girl. You are a product. When the procession ends, the real event begins. Your mizuage, the ceremonial loss of your virginity, is auctioned to the highest bidder. The man who wins is older than your father. His hands tremble as he signs a contract. He doesn't speak to you. He simply stays, as though he's acquired a treasure. That night, you do as you are told. You lie still. Keep your eyes open and your mouth closed. You still don't feel anything. You suppress your feelings the night your father handed you over in exchange for a pouch of gold coins. So this night is still not the worst night of your life. And when it's over, you bathe, paint your face, and return to the parlor. Because now you're a Tayu, a full Oiran, And this is when the real performance begins. Your reputation spreads quickly. You walk in the evening parade, clacking through the streets on your komajita whilst people wait hours for a glimpse of you. You preside over banquets where wealthy men flatter you with poetry and extravagantly overpriced gifts. They write haiku about your eyes, your voice, your walk. One sends you a bonsai trimmed in your likeness. Another attempts to gift you a parcel of land. A third sends a severed little finger. You keep the tree. You burn the letter. At the banquets, you sit half-concealed behind a gold leaf screen. You drink sake only when it's required. You laugh only when it's useful. You listen to men talk about politics, trade, and their mothers, and pretend as though every word is a revelation. You flatter their poetry, their swordsmanship, their cologne. You touch their hands only when the room demands it. And yet, there's power here. Unlike lower-rank courtesans, you can say no. If a man disgusts you or bores you, you may politely refuse. Most won't risk the humiliation of rejection. You spend your 20s being worshipped. Your calendar is booked weeks in advance. Your name becomes synonymous with elegance. But then the silence creeps in. The younger Shinzō are prettier, fresher, and quicker. They laugh harder and bow deeper. You notice when your name is dropped from a guest list, when your fan doesn't earn a second glance. And then you begin to think the unthinkable, freedom. But freedom carries a price tag. Every meal you were served, every kimono you wore, every music lesson, every sandal, every hair ornament. It's all debt. You've been working for years, and you haven't even paid off your own shoes. Some Tayu marry their way out. A wealthy patron falls in love, redeems your contract, and offers a new life. But most fade quietly into the background. They become house mothers, instructors, or disappear into private rooms that nobody enters anymore. You choose to keep performing. You perfect your act. You get better at reading what each man wants. You laugh a little longer, smile a little softer. You pour tea for men who couldn't find your district without a map and a personal guide. And sometimes a young client looks at you, not with lust, but with recognition, as though he sees a real person behind the paint. And for a moment, you forget to pretend. Then he leaves, and the mask returns. Years later, the Meiji Restoration crashes into Edo like a cannonball. Japan opens to the west and the samurai vanish. Christianity arrives. Geisha take over as a preferred entertainers. Simpler, more modern, less intimidating. People forget what an Oiran was. You hear tourists confuse the names. They point at an old painting of you and say Geisha. You say nothing. You were trained to be silent. Eventually, your name disappears from a registry. Your sandals are boxed away. Your ornaments tucked into silk and stored. You're not remembered by crowds or clients, but by the flicker of a lantern, the sound of a shamisen string, the way a painted smile holds steady through pain. You weren't simply beautiful. You weren't simply trained. You were curated and calculated. The most expensive illusion Japan ever built. Still think Geisha had it rough? Watch your life as a geisha next, because if you thought 6-inch wooden sandals were bad, just wait until you meet the neck pillow. This video is a fictional dramatization inspired by historical accounts of an Oiran's life. Whilst based on real practices, characters, and events have been recreated for storytelling purposes. Nobody was harmed in the making of this video.